Hello and welcome. My name is Kyle Hamilton and I'm a sales engineer for Flycast Partners. I'm here to talk to you a little bit today about knowledge management and how to create knowledge articles in the Cherwell service management tool. So as you can see on my screen currently, I've got the knowledge management dashboard brought up. And this is an important dashboard to have access to in order to be able to effectively manage and monitor the articles that exist within your knowledge base, as well as be able to maintain those articles over time. One of the key features or metrics that you can use to do that is the like and dislike and commentary information that can be captured on articles. So you'll see within the article itself, I'll bring up in a moment, there's for each article the ability for a user to click on a graphical thumbs up, thumbs down button that's very easy to see and understand, so that as users are actually searching the knowledge base and retrieving articles and attempting to use them, whether those be IT staff or customers through the Cherwell portal, they can provide direct feedback as to whether that article was actually helpful, whether they liked it, whether they didn't like it, and any text commentary they may want to provide, so that this particular dashboard, as well as reports that are available out of the box, will allow you to effectively manage and curate your articles to make sure that they're up to date and effective and presenting complete and accurate information to the users or to your staff. So let's talk a little bit about how an article actually gets created in the knowledge base so that it actually begin to capture feedback and ratings on it and make it available to your users and your customers. So you'll see right up here at the top, I can click the new button here in the Cherwell interface and click on the create new knowledge article, which will bring me to the knowledge article form. And just like with all the other Cherwell forms, the administrator can easily come in here and configure this in terms of content and fields of information that you want displayed very simply with the drag and drop mechanism without having to get into any code or scripting. So let's say, for example, I wanted to create a new knowledge article related to the use of Adobe Acrobat. And we'll say it's version 10. So I can provide a title for the article. I can also attach keywords. And this would typically be words that don't appear within the solution or the content of the article itself or even the title. So for example, it may be maybe under the header of desktop publishing. It may be just, you might want to also put in things like maybe a different version, version 10.2, or maybe it even applies to other versions, right? So that even if you're looking at any other keywords that you want to tag this to, those also become searchable on top of being able to search by title or through the text of the actual article. That way you can tag words to this article that will increase its visibility and increase the results list for a user so that they find the article easily without having to know perhaps the actual text of the article or perhaps the title of the article. So let's say, our solution, we'll make it relatively simple, is use 10, you must. Find something similar, something simple. Make sure you spell it right. Right? So you go through and start providing your title, your keywords, the actual solution or the response to the article. And then you'll also notice that you've got some selections to make. One of the most key is, do we want this particular article to be visible to customers? This allows you to manage a separate set or a separate knowledge base for the end users accessing the Cherwell portal versus your IT staff, your administrators, managers, etc., that are accessing and utilizing knowledge base directly through the Cherwell interface. In addition to being able to determine who gets to see the article, then we're actually able to tie this article to a particular service, for example. So this may fall under the category of desktop management or the service of desktop management, I'd say. We'll throw it under, miscellaneous software. It may be a category of request installation and configuration. And we could say that this message, it perhaps could be a problem solution, how to deal with a particular error message, or simply a how-to, as in this case, how to install Adobe Acrobat, version 10 on your desktop machine. So see, it allows you to go through and create the content and make all the specific selections for this article. And then you can simply submit this article. You can see right now it's considered to be a new article. I submit it into the system. Now it's saved, and I can put it on its process. You'll see it provides a little thank you message for contributing to the knowledge article, or contributing to the knowledge base, I should say. And you'll see that we're now moving through the knowledge process steps that you see detailed up at the top of the screen. Now, it's important to note that right now, as it's in a draft phase, this article is not yet available for searching and retrieving when customers or users perform a search. This is allowing you to go through a process of updating and curating this knowledge article before we actually put it in somebody's face as a result. So it allows you to go through and have time to make sure the content is up to date, make sure it's accurate, make sure that it's specific to a problem that your customers typically face. And you'll notice as you go through each phase of this process, it's automatically creating a detailed journal entry at the bottom. Lets me know the timing and that we've proceeded through each one of these steps, whether that be a content review, whether it be a spelling review to make sure there's no grammatical errors or spelling problems in the article that may look bad. And as you progress through these stages, right, in this case, maybe I want to then send it to somebody for that overall review or final review to make sure that everything looks the way and conforms to maybe a standard format that we want the articles to appear in. Once we get to this phase, and you'll see I assigned it to a particular user to perform that review. Once they've performed that review, again, they could perhaps come down and make comments. Maybe I want to say, this looks great, right? And make that an addition to the article that gets forwarded on as we go through the process. And then maybe I want to send it for approval. Now here you'll notice that we've automatically defined an approval chain for this request. So you'll notice that the approval tab is now automatically filled in with 3 different names, Claire, Henry, and Andrew, that are going to be required to go through and perform approvals on the article. And you'll see it provides a little window for them to, of course, at the top of the screen, be able to review the article. They can provide comments. Maybe I say just go ahead, publish, and then approve. Right? And so as we go through and get these approvals in each case, whether they add commentary or not, and it may be one approver that you require, it may be multiple approvers, those may be approvals to users, approvals to teams. It's completely up to you and easily configured as to what that process is, so that once we've reviewed it, made sure the content is good, we can then publish this knowledge article into the knowledge base. And at this point, this article becomes active in the system so that as users go through and actually perform a knowledge search using the knowledge search tool, again, in this case, whether they're in the customer portal or whether they're IT staff that are performing a knowledge search over here on the side, then as they go through and perform a search, for example, on Adobe, that this article can be one that is presented as a result, so that this becomes something that they could easily see right here in their search results window based on the fact that it's been published and sitting in the knowledge base ready to go. So it makes it very easy for users, whether it be a knowledge administrator that's solely in charge of this, or whether it be individual staff, if you want to open it up to your team, to be able to create articles directly. Or it's also important to note that you can also create one-steps. We talked about in a previous video that's available to watch, so that those one-steps could be used to perhaps simplify that process and maybe go through several steps and update several fields simultaneously rather than forcing you to have to go through and make individual selections related to whether it's visible in the customer portal, whether it's a how-to, as well as who needs to approve it, to circumvent that process and make it a little bit shorter. So you'll find that you can make this as simple and automated as you want it to be, as well as opening up to as many users as you want to have access to be able to publish articles into Cherwell. Now, there's a lot more we could talk about in regards to knowledge article creation and how they can be configured. So for users that are listening and have more detailed questions or want to spend more time diving a little deeper into knowledge article creation in Cherwell, please feel free to reach out to us at Flycast Partners, and you can do so by calling us at either 1-844-FLYCAST, which is 1-844-359-2278, or you can also send us an email at info@flycastpartners.com, and we'll be sure to reach out and contact you and either schedule a one-on-one demonstration or get you the answers that you're looking for. Thanks for listening.